Greetings, everyone. The reason I'm making this video is because everyone in the community could benefit from steeping in the foundational practices, and also because it's important to express, as I haven't really expressed before, that there are many who don't actually need the theory behind the practice for the practice to work. Many of us, including me, do need to understand the theory for the practice to become fully effective and fully alive. But for others, that happens without needing to conceptually understand the theory behind the practice. So the other VBT videos have all explained the verse in depth, word by word, and talked about theory and talked about the practice. This video is to simply do the practices together. And this is a video that you can play over and over until you really got the hang of the practices, and then it's better to do them without the support of a recording. And this video is not only for everyone in the Tantric Yoga Now group, but also those who are following the series on YouTube and those who are in the Patreon group as well. So let's dive right in. Yukti number 1, the breath pause practice, or Visarga practice, is also taught in the Recognition Sutras, chapter 18, under the name Adhyanta Koti Nibbhalana, settling into the beginning and ending points of the breath. So we'll do that practice now. Go ahead and sit up nice and straight, but comfortably so. Not rigidly straight, just comfortably upright. And let the jaw completely relax, so relaxed that the lips almost come apart and the cheeks hollow inward a little bit. And relax the eyebrow ridges, relax all the muscles of the face and the scalp. Relax behind the ears. And remember for a moment what the face of a sleeping 3 or 4-year-old looks like. Let your face be that relaxed, that surrendered, simple and open, like a child's face. Make sure your head is on top of your neck, not jutting forward at all. So the spine is straight and elongated. And you feel the back body as much as the front body. So if you're used to pushing your head forward a little bit, as many of us are now in the computer age, go ahead and draw it back just a little bit, and then soften again at the base of the skull. Soften the muscles of the jaw hinge. Become very relaxed. And it doesn't matter if your eyes are open or closed. Place the center point of your attention above the crown of the head, and let the inhale initiate from there, drawing the prana shakti downward on the inhale, down into the base of the heart, slightly slowing down as you reach the base of the heart, and then resting in the base of the heart, pausing the breath, and then letting it slowly begin moving upward, exhaling upward in the central channel, up and out the crown of the head. To that point a few inches above the head. Pausing there for just a moment before inhaling down to the base of the heart. And you're going to continue doing the practice at your own natural pace. The only thing I want to emphasize is that there's a slowing down when approaching the point of pause and when departing from that point. So if I illustrate visually, you inhale down, slow it first and then a little quicker down in the central channel, right in the center of the body, down to the base of the heart, slowing down before the pause and then pausing. And then slowly you begin exhaling up, all the way up and slowing down just before the exhale pause above the head. And then slowly initiating the inhale from that Dwadashanta point down into the base of the heart. And let's continue together. It's very simple. If your eyes are closed, you can optionally visualize or even just feel a tiny point of light riding on the wave of the breath, riding the current of the breath, a point of light that comes to rest at the end of each exhale and inhale. Optional, bindu point. And another optional component is the Hamsa mantra. Inhaling hum, exhaling sa, silently. If you add the mantra, please let it be one with the current of breath. Let it be one with the point of light, if there is one. And if you were using the mantra or the bindu point in the practice, go ahead and let them go now and just be with the current of prana moving down and up the central channel, pausing at the two pause points. On the next inhale, bring the prana all the way down to the pelvic floor. Very gentle toning of the pelvic floor. Go ahead and breathe naturally with no effort or direction. softly, subtly. Make sure the jaw is still relaxed. And then imagine or feel rays of light shining upward from the base, from the pelvic floor. Rays of light shining upward to the crown and beyond, like a spotlight shining into the night sky. The rays of light dissolve or fade out some inches above the head. Simply rest in this feeling, the sweet feeling of rays of light shining up through the whole central channel, fading out above the crown of the head. And then the light in the central channel gently pulls inward to a single brilliant strand of light, like a fiber optic strand, running from the pelvic floor to the crown of the head. A single brilliant strand of light. It might undulate very gently and subtly, like a strand of seaweed in the ocean, and there's very little current. Or it might be completely still. And you're feeling it more than seeing it. This beautiful, subtle filament of light running through the core, the center of your being. And inside this subtle strand of light, there is space, openness. Nothing but luminous space. And even as the formal practice ends, continue to maintain awareness of this subtle strand of light, this luminous space in the center core of your being. Om. Continue second attention on the luminous strand, as subtle as a lotus fiber running through the center of your being. See how long you can maintain second attention on that luminous strand while I give a few practical notes about the practice. So again, we started with the Visarga practice, or breath pause practice. And I want to be super clear about the optional elements. The fundamental practice is simply breathing between these two Visarga points, the base of the heart and above the crown of the head. And this important detail added by Kshemaraja, that you slow down a little bit in your approach to each point. You slow down and then pause. Sort of like a ball thrown up into the air, right? It rises up and slows before it stops, and then it slowly begins accelerating. But unlike a ball thrown up in the air, you're also going to slow down as it reaches the lower terminus and pause, and slowly begin accelerating upwards like that. So you're slowing down at both ends. Now the optional elements are Bindu, point of light, visualized, or better, felt, moving, riding the current or stream of the prana up and down in the central channel, which for the purposes of this practice is about the width of a finger. Other optional element, hum sa mantra, inhaling hum, exhaling sa. Other optional element, very gentle uddiyana bandha at the terminus of the exhale, the pause up here. So play with how many of these elements you use. You can add more in or subtract them out again in a single practice and see which version of the practice is most effective for you. Then we did a kind of vinyasa flow where we then inhaled the prana all the way down to the base and went into Yukti number 2, the beams of light shining up from the base through the central channel. Single beam, multiple beams, that part doesn't matter. Shining up and fading out above the crown of the head. And then we transitioned smoothly into Yukti number 9. And this transition is important, how you transition, right? That it's organic and natural. So the energy pulled into that thin, subtle fiber, and then we rested with that awareness. I'm going to stop this video now and almost immediately start another video doing the same thing, going through a few of the practices with absolute minimal theory. Om.